Sathya Sai Baba lives on, such an inspirational book. I personally know so many devotees who have derived great strength and inspiration after reading this book. Can I ask you, what inspired you to put this book down?
I think in all humility, I must say it was Swami who is the author of the book. I am only an instrument. I have only penned down a few lines. And in fact, the proof for that also is there throughout the book. How at some point when somebody asked me, why don't you outsource it to somebody to write? I immediately get an SMS. And the SMS is a message from God. Some unknown person sends a message from God. And the message is, if you want to write my book, do it with your own hand. Oh. I was shocked. And this came immediately when somebody suggested. It came within few seconds of somebody suggesting.
There's nothing vague in it. It is completely
direct
clear.
Instruction from Swami. Yes. After the Mahasamadhi, I had been traveling to various parts of the country and even abroad. And generally when talking to devotees, long-time devotees, and asking them, when did you go to Puttaparthi last? And they said, no, we don't go to Puttaparthi. And I said, now. And why? Because Swami is not there. There's a vacuum there. So that kept me thinking of what Swami had been telling all his life. That, well, yes, I am in this form, but I'm not only in this form. I am beyond this form.
Yes.
And he had prepared us from his childhood saying, yes, don't restrict me to this form or to a picture. Don't get too attached to it, because I am beyond that. In fact, one of the interviews with one of the people who wrote the book, I don't know, it's Hislop or somebody, who asked Swami, where were you between the Krishna avatar and now? And Swami just laughed and he said, I never went anywhere, It's just that you didn't see me. I just took another form, and in between I was there all along. Yes. So that was the inspiration. We only have to think of him and he is there. He is there with us all the time. So that, number one, inspired me to write the book, because many of the incidents in the book are long after he left his physical form, and they just continue as if he is still there. Yes. So I thought the most apt title for this book would be Sathya Sai Baba Lives On. And that actually raises the curiosity of people and say, how can you say that he lives on? Well, he is actually living on if we believe that he lives on. So that, in short, is the inspiration for me to write this book.
What has been your experience of feeling Swami's presence after Bhagwan left his physical form?
When Swami was in his physical form, I have had the good fortune and blessings to have interacted with him, to have sat at his lotus feet, to have sparshan with him, darshan with him, pada namaskar, all that I have had. But 95% of the miracles which happened was when I was away. When I was in Chennai or somewhere else, when Swami's physical proximity was not there to me. So right from that time, I was convinced that yes, we are blessed to see his physical form, but for his blessings to occur or for him to be with us all the time, we don't need his physical proximity. So after the Mahasamadhi, I feel his presence almost constantly. Whenever I have a problem, he'll communicate with me in some form. So I had a couple who came to me, and they were very, very sad. And I could see that they were very upset. So I asked them, what's troubling you? So they said, with great difficulty, we got a grandchild. And now that child is growing up, but the child is not walking. It's long, the stage has crossed when he should have walked long ago, but he is not walking. So I said, I would like to give you some vibhuti. Okay, and you have to pray to Swami, and they were not devotees of Swami. So I said, you have to pray. I gave them a picture of Swami, and I said, you pray to Swami, you take this vibhuti. They said, next week we are going to Melbourne. They were actually their daughter was in Melbourne. So they said, we will we'll take this vibhuti to Melbourne. They arrived in Melbourne. gave this. Of course, they started praying to Swami even before that. And this all happened within a week to 10 days after they met me. So they went there, and then they gave the picture to their daughter and son-in-law, and kept the picture on the child's head, and then gave vibhuti to the child. And you won't believe this, within the next day or two, the child started walking.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So they came back, and then they said, now the child is walking. So I said, are you happy now? They said, yes, partly happy. I said, why partly happy? The child is not talking.
Oh.
The child is walking but not talking. And then they said their daughter was coming to Chennai. So this is after about 2-3 months, and the daughter was now coming to Chennai. So I said, okay, let's repeat this now. Again, I'll give you vibhuti. Again, I'll give you Swami's pictures. Again, you pray to Swami, and let us see what happens. And then the same thing repeated. The child came. Again, they prayed, and then they gave vibhuti to this child, and they said, now they can't stop the child talking. He's always talking now. This, you may say, always in my book also I brought this up, because a skeptic can always say, why is Dr. Mohan talking like this, This
And
is
Dr.
all...
Mohan is scientist.
Yeah, he's a scientist, and he's talking like this, we would have thought he will not say it like this. It's the timing. It's a timing. You can be a skeptic, you can be anything. Here is a child who's not walking. You give vibhuti and the next day child starts walking. Okay? Here is a child who's not talking. You give the vibhuti and next day child starts talking the first few words and the child is then talking. Now, I say that these are not coincidences, these are Sai incidences. To Sai devotees, that is how we all become devotees. No, first time we also don't accept, no, this is just coincidence. Then again it happened, then again it happened, then again it happened. After third, fourth, fifth time, we say, no more. This is not any coincidence. This is Swami's grace. It is his blessing. It is his miracle. And it's a Sai incidence. So once we accept that, and what does it cost? Nothing. Have I charged him more? Have we done any expensive tests on the child? Have we done any expensive treatment on the child? Nothing. It's just faith. They have just, with full faith in Swami, the entire family is now Sai devotees. And they say, this is nothing but a manifestation of God. Who else can do this? Can a human being do this to a child who's not walking, talking? So these have all happened after the Mahasamadhi. If this is not an example of Sathya Sai Baba lives on, then what more do we need? Swami is always there. He's only waiting for us to turn to him, to take that one step towards him. And he comes running, taking 100 steps towards us. We walk one step, he comes running 100 steps to us. And he is always available. There are people who have seen Swami in flesh and blood. I have not. After the Mahasamadhi, there are people who, I don't know why Swami selects some people, maybe in some Purna Janma Punyam they must have done. So they have deserved that. An ordinary laborer who drives a truck is able to see him in Perambur in Chennai. That is also mentioned there. And then in Whitefield, a security guard who does not even believe in Swami until then is able to see him. Swami comes and talks to him in flesh and blood. Here we are calling ourselves devotees for a long time. We have not had that blessing. But in other forms, Swami. So to each one, Swami decides in which way to communicate. We must be open. Our mind must be open. Our faith must be full. And we should not have even a shadow of doubt. And I think one of the reasons in this modern day and age is that people are shy. People are even shy to talk about God even, The people don't even talk about God. In Western society, nobody talks about God. They think it's infra-dig. They may have their personal faith, but they think we should not even discuss it. Why shouldn't we? This is the greatest phenomenon, the greatest luck that we have, that God in some form is available to us, to each one of us, maybe in different forms. But why should we feel shy to talk about that God? Why should we feel shy to talk about the Mahima of that avatar, who has so much of power and yet is all merciful, is all loving. loves without any strings attached. You know, no human being can give you that. So when you talk about a father or mother or child or a politician with so much of, affection and so much of pride, can't we talk about our God, about our Lord, about our avatar? I don't think we need to feel shy at all.
Absolutely. I mean, God is our biggest strength.
Exactly.
And I say, when you pray to God, those are your most sweetest moments, because you're talking to the one who loves you the most.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
it's unconditional.
Unconditional
Love. One prayer that we should have every single day is, "Oh Swami, please keep that faith and keep increasing it for me." Because I can't do it myself. I cannot increase my own faith. It is you again, you have to give me that. That's the only gift I ask from you. My faith in you should keep on increasing every single day till my last breath.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you.
Sai Ram.